Hello friends, how is everyone doing today? In today's video, we're going to take you on a journey back in time to explore the story of the Maya civilization before modern America was established. This thrilling tale involves a ruthless tribal leader's attack on a rival tribe. A brave tribal man risks his life to save his wife and child, but will he succeed in rescuing his family from the clutches of the enemy? Or will he meet a tragic end? Let's delve into the story. As our narrative unfolds, we see members of a tribe wearing rudimentary clothing darting through the dense jungle. They're actually on a pig hunt, having set traps throughout the forest. Eventually, a pig steps into one of these traps. A spike-rigged piece of wood attached to the trap springs forward, piercing and subsequently killing the pig. The tribesmen regroup, enthusiastically cutting into their catch. There's a jovial atmosphere as they share the spoils of the hunt, each one savoring different parts of the pig. Just then, one of the tribal men, known as Jaguar Paw, senses a disturbance emanating from the thick foliage. As Jaguar Paw turns around to confront the source of his unease, he comes face to face with members of a different tribe. The strangers request passage through Jaguar Paw's territory. They offer a portion of their own game as a peace offering and are granted permission to cross. As a line of tribesmen emerges from the bushes, Jaguar Paw notes that many of them are nursing injuries. Sensing something amiss, he inquires about their condition. One of them reveals that their tribe has been destroyed and they are now migrating to new lands. Suspicious Jaguar Paw considers following them, but his father and tribal leader advises against it. Heeding his father's counsel, Jaguar Paw and his comrades return to their merrymaking. Later that night, as Jaguar Paw sleeps, a dog's barking disrupts the silence. Stirring from his slumber, Jaguar Paw senses danger. The scene shifts to a menacing, savage tribal leader signaling his men, who emerge from the shadows clutching lit torches. Noticing the distant glow of the torches, Jaguar Paw understands that trouble is brewing. Without a moment's delay, he gathers his wife and children and begins to flee into the wilderness. However, Jaguar Paw catches the attention of an enemy tribesman. Before the enemy can harm Jaguar Paw and his family, Jaguar Paw swiftly kills him. He then rushes towards a well with his family as their tribe is besieged from all sides. Meanwhile, Jaguar Paw is lowering his wife and children into the well using a rope when he is spotted by another enemy tribesman. As the enemy advances towards him, Jaguar Paw quickly drops his family into the well. Engaging the enemy, Jaguar Paw manages to knock him down and kill him before the fallen foe can disclose the whereabouts of his family or fall into the well himself. Then, turning to his wife in the well, Jaguar Paw tells her, "I must leave. Our tribe needs me." Despite her pleas for him to stay, he reassures her, saying, "I will return, I promise." With that, he leaves to aid his beleaguered tribe. By the time he reaches them, many of his kin have been taken captive or killed. Among the captors, a particularly vicious tribesman named Middle Eye threatens Jaguar Paw with a knife. However, Jaguar Paw manages to seize the knife and turn it on Middle Eye. Before he can kill Middle Eye, their leader intervenes and captures Jaguar Paw. Middle Eye, in a fit of rage, attempts to kill Jaguar Paw, but the tribal leader stops him. Overcome with guilt, Jaguar Paw confesses to his father, "Forgive me, father. I couldn't protect anyone." Overhearing this, Middle Eye realizes the man is Jaguar Paw's father and brutally kills him in front of Jaguar Paw. He then attacks Jaguar Paw, rendering him unconscious. When Jaguar Paw regains consciousness, he realizes everyone has been taken captive. He glances towards the well, drawing the attention of the cruel leader's son. The son, seeing the rope, peeks into the well but sees nothing as Jaguar Paw's wife and children are hidden under a large stone. The son drops a large stone into the well and, hearing no reaction, cuts the rope and leaves, effectively trapping Jaguar Paw's family in the well. The captives, including Jaguar Paw, are then marched on a grueling journey. Along the way, they encounter members of the tribe who had offered them fish. They too have been captured. The procession continues, the captives forced to traverse rocky and steep paths until they reach the enemy tribe's territory. This area is littered with countless corpses, victims of a contagious disease. A young girl from the enemy tribe warns the captors, darkness will engulf everything. A man will come to liberate you and your people, and your entire empire will crumble. The captives are then led into the enemy tribe's settlement, where hundreds of enslaved individuals are forced to labor under deplorable conditions. They aren't left here, though, and are led further into the settlement. A man asks the tribal chief, "How many men do we have?" To which the chief responds, "My son will provide the count, but the payment this time is substantial." It is revealed that the captured people are to be sold as slaves. The captive women brought to this place are subsequently auctioned off and sold. The men, on the other hand, are taken elsewhere to be sacrificed in an attempt to appease their gods. As Jaguar Paw is led to be sacrificed, the sun sets, shrouding the land in darkness, just as the girl had prophesied. Following the sunset, the captives are taken to a long field with bushes on the other side. They're instructed to run, to make it beyond the bushes and into their jungle. As soon as they hear this, two people take off, only to be struck down by the enemy tribesmen. It becomes clear that this is a perverse game of hunt, where they are the prey to be chased and killed. After witnessing the deaths of many, Jaguar Paw and his comrades begin their run, scattering in different directions to confuse their pursuers. Despite their efforts, an arrow finds its mark in one of Jaguar Paw's companions. Another arrow grazes Jaguar Paw, causing him to fall. The chief's son approaches to finish off Jaguar Paw, but the tables are turned when Jaguar Paw kills him instead and escapes. Enraged by the sight of his son's corpse, the chief and his men go in search of Jaguar Paw. Within the jungle, Jaguar Paw spots a fallen tree. He decides to climb it, hoping to find refuge in the foliage above. The chief and his men pass by, initially failing to spot him. However, upon noticing a smear of blood on one of the men, which isn't his own, the chief deduces that Jaguar Paw must be in a tree. Up in the tree, Jaguar Paw encounters a baby jaguar, followed closely by its mother. Panicked, he quickly descends and runs, but the chase leads him towards the enemy tribe. Before the jaguar can attack him, a tribal man catches up with Jaguar Paw, inadvertently becoming the animal's target instead. This tribesman, originally on a mission to kill Jaguar Paw, ends up being mauled to death himself. Jaguar Paw's escape route leads him to a towering waterfall. To jump would be to court death, but the chief and his tribesmen are closing in. To escape them, Jaguar Paw takes the risk and jumps, miraculously surviving the fall. Upon reaching the riverbank, he sees the chief and his men watching him from the cliff above. Jaguar Paw yells defiantly, "This is my land, hunted by my grandfather, my father, and myself. My children will hunt here too. If you dare, move ahead." A member of the enemy tribe cautions the chief against proceeding, reminding him of the girl's prophecy. However, the chief impulsively kills him. Ignoring Jaguar Paw's warning, the remaining tribesmen plunge into the river one after the other. One of them dies on impact, while the others manage to survive, emerging on the riverbank. Next, we see Jaguar Paw sprinting forward, only to stumble into a swamp. He manages to extricate himself, declaring defiantly, "I am Jaguar Paw. This is my forest, and no one can drive me away from here." Following this, Jaguar Paw systematically attacks the tribesmen in various ways. First, he uses a swarm of bees against them. Then he kills a man using frog poison. Eventually, Jaguar Paw encounters Middle Eye. Middle Eye sprints to grab a weapon lying on the ground, but Jaguar Paw is hot on his heels. Middle Eye's attack misses its mark, but Jaguar Paw doesn't make the same mistake. He seizes a weapon and slays Middle Eye. As Middle Eye falls, rain begins to pour, causing the well where Jaguar Paw's wife and child are hidden to start filling with water. Adding to the tension, Jaguar Paw's wife goes into labor. Jaguar Paw arrives at the well, only to hear his wife pleading for rescue. He sees that 3 tribesmen are still alive and in pursuit. Thus, he continues past the well, leading the enemy away from his wife and child. The scene shifts to show the tribal chief, bloodthirsty and intent on killing Jaguar Paw. As Jaguar Paw halts, the chief fires an arrow, hitting him in the heart. Despite his grave injury, Jaguar Paw charges the chief. In retaliation, the chief races toward Jaguar Paw with a knife, intent on avenging his son's death. But in his fervor, he trips over a rope. As it turns out, this is a trap set by Jaguar Paw's tribe. Similar to the trap that killed the pig at the story's onset, sharp stakes spring toward the chief, impaling him. With the chief's death, Jaguar Paw, despite his injury, resumes running. Jaguar Paw knows he still has 2 pursuers hot on his heels. The scene shifts back to his wife, who is giving birth to their child in the water-filled well. Meanwhile, Jaguar Paw reaches the seashore and stops, staring in awe at the sea. His pursuers reach the seashore as well, but they too are taken aback by the sight of the sea. Large ships and smaller boats can be seen off the coast, an unfamiliar sight for them all. Seizing the opportunity, Jaguar Paw sprints back into the forest and to the well, where he helps his family escape. Now reunited with his family, they watch the ships from the cover of the forest. Jaguar Paw's wife asks if they should approach the ships, but he suggests they retreat back into the jungle instead. Thus, Jaguar Paw leads his family deeper into the forest. As it turns out, the ships belong to Europeans who have come to colonize this land. This marks the end of our story. So, friends, we would love to hear your thoughts on this movie. Please share your comments below, and thank you for subscribing to our channel.